Hi, it's Kim from Expressions of the Universe with your weekly wisdom for July 10th through July 16th. We have a full buck super moon coming this week, and I have your stars and cards for that for each zodiac sign. And I'll be using my regular tarot deck, Rider-Waite tarot deck. And I thought I would also pull cards from the Enchanted Map from Colette Baron Reed, because these are gorgeous cards. So we'll see what we get. I did pull a crystal of the week, and it's interesting with this Capricorn moon and it being a full moon. So we're getting rid of things that black tourmaline, purification, the clearing out is coming up. And I do have just a couple of pieces of black tourmaline. I think most of us know what black tourmaline looks like. I have these all over my house with selenite and rose quartz. And then here's another piece. And then I have a few smaller ones of these that I can keep in my pocket. I used to have a really nice necklace one, but it wound up breaking. And I had a ring too. I love that. But the stones don't stay in when they're that small. So you could see, you know, how easily they could probably break off. Anyway, that's what we're focusing on. We're clearing out. That's what full moons are for. And I have additional cards that I pulled from the moon manifestation deck. And I pulled all of the Capricorn cards. I didn't pull really a specific card for the week. Maybe I will do that so that I can channel that. But this Capricorn moon card, and it does say new moon in Capricorn, but we are in a full moon. That says step up and lead. So 6 months ago, when we had the new moon in Capricorn, December, January, it was about stepping up, taking the lead of your own life, your own future. Then we moved into the first quarter phase of that Capricorn moon. And this says, unleash your kindest self. Because often I feel Capricorns, or that Capricorn energy that drives us and helps us to attain our goals, set and attain our goals, we can be so unforgiving to ourselves. And so that is part of the energy, unleashing your kindest self. Then, well, that leads us to the full moon in Capricorn. And that says, take a reality check. So this Capricorn moon, full moon, you know, it is about coming into reality. It is about grounding ourselves, reevaluating our safety, our security, our foundations, our path, what we're striving for, reevaluating goals. But the full moon is for getting rid of things, any full moon, that isn't serving us. And I'm looking up because there's a blue jay coming down for a nut, which I'll get into in a second. There's only a couple of nuts up there. So yeah, those are all of the different themes that we're taking a look at. Have we been working too much? Have we been maybe not working enough? Do we need to go in a new direction? Are the goals that you set 6 months ago, are they still serving you, or is it time for you to do a reevaluation? I may have to adjust this because the sun is coming up over the horizon, and I haven't done a video outside in a really long time, and it's just such a beautiful morning that I needed to do that, but I should have been out here a little earlier. My coffee. And then, of course, we have the last quarter moon in Capricorn that says, leave the past behind. So that's all part of this whole entire Capricorn lunation cycle. And I think this will be a huge part of when that moon waxes, wanes down. That will be part of leaving that past behind, looking for new ways, new solutions to, you know, what our next 6 months are going to look like. All right, before I get into pulling the cards for all zodiac signs, by the way, I will timestamp in YouTube so you could just click on it, but I feel that it's really important for you to watch the whole video when I pull up the chart, because I'll be talking about where this full moon could be affecting each of us. It's important for you to know what your rising sign is, because that will dictate the house or the theme of what it is you will be focusing on and possibly, you know, adjusting, getting rid of, reevaluating. So I will talk more about that in a moment. And I do have some announcements. So Facebook/Meta, I got a notice from them this morning about them changing business pages. So that would be expressions of the universe on both Facebook and Instagram. But the bigger impact is the Facebook side of it. And there were pages and pages of instructions of what is changing, what you can and cannot do. They're migrating the old page into this new metaverse or whatever. And they say that you should be able to see all the old posts, because I know a lot of you share the memories that have come up through the years, like old posts. You'll share it on whatever the memory day is. It said maybe some videos and different things will not be available anymore. You do have the option to switch back to the classic page, but then that means that anything, you can't post anything new. And then if you use the new page and then switch back, anything from the new page that you posted, nobody will be able to see. I'm kind of concerned because it's supposed to migrate followers and people that like the page, but they're not 100% sure how that's going to work out. Also, one of the issues that they're having, so why are they launching if there's issues? I schedule the majority of my posts because I do work a day job. And so you'll see posts on expressions of the universe throughout the day sometimes, but I'm working on those, you know, in advance, and I schedule them for certain times, like, you know, the morning coffee or maybe a channeled card message. Those are all scheduled in advance because I'm working during the day. They said we will not be able to schedule posts any longer. So I'm like, great, because I'm going on vacation and I had planned on, you know, setting up everything before I left so that you would have content and everything while I was away. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. They said you may be able to do it through the desktop. So I'm just letting you know, in 3 days' time, from me recording this video, which is Sunday, July 10th. So on the full moon in Capricorn, all right, on the full moon in Capricorn, that's when they're making the changes on the 13th. So time for a reality check. And it's kind of ironic, you know, because the metaverse is not reality, although, you know, some people may beg to differ. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about before I pull up I want to do the cards, but I want to do the astrology because I want to explain like where things are showing up for you. I don't know, gonna wing it. So I've been having nervous breakdown ever since the pandemic, the following of the pandemic, with stores and businesses and schools and everything being closed. We have developed a rat problem because they were moving from the city out to the suburbs. I know people that have chickens. That became a problem because they were eating the feed, compost piles, they were eating out of that. And then more recently, my bird feeders, because if you follow me, I love the birds and I feed them and I feed the squirrels, and I'm always posting my nature cam photos and pictures. Well, I had to remove all my bird feeders. I cannot feed the birds anymore for at least 60 days to try and drive them out. Although I put a couple of nuts up for the blue jays. And then I put a little seed tray out just for an hour for the birds, because they rely on me. I know that they'll find other places, but I'm just not that cruel. However, the day after, I've seen a few, the dogs keep killing them. Of course, we have mice, field mice. Dogs take care of them as well. But the day after 4th of July, I looked out my kitchen window and there were 7 of them under the bird feeder. And I was like, oh, hell no. And I went out there, removed all the bird feeders, cleaned up the area. I got peppermint essential oils, put it in a big pump sprayer, sprayed the whole perimeter of the house, the gardens where they were, under the bird feeder, did the garage, the pool shed, the attic, just to make sure they're not coming in. The basement, like I've been a maniac and I've been losing my mind. Kudos to my beagle because he killed a bunch of them. He got the really, really big one. There was a huge one, weighed close to 3 pounds. She screamed at me from my garden when I was watering the garden about a week or so ago. So literally I've been losing my mind, and I posted a little rat video. It said, something about how many nervous breakdowns did you have today? And then the rat holds up 3 fingers. That's been me for the past couple of weeks. I haven't been sleeping well because I'm losing my mind. I don't want them to come in the house. But the other day I went out to the garden and there were several, including the big queen, and they were dead. Beagle took care of them. That's the benefit of having a hunting dog. And although I am so used to cleaning up dead animals all of the time, I lost my mind and I had to call my neighbor, and I was crying and I'm like, I really need a big favor. And he came over and he took care of them for me. So as of yesterday, I've only seen 2 small ones, and I know that the dogs are on it. They may have already gotten them, because they're just on it, trying to take care of it, which is great. And that's what's been going on with me. Talk about my vacation real quick. So we're having this full buck moon in Capricorn at 21 degrees on July 13th. And that is Wednesday, July 13th. After that, the sun will move into Leo next week, and that's when I go on vacation on July 22nd. I have to have a break. My family and we are going to the shore. Well, that's what we call it here on the East Coast, going down the shore, which is to the beach. And we're bringing the dogs. My daughter and son-in-law are picking up a new puppy today, so I'm welcoming my new grand dog, Chibs. He's a blue heeler. I can't wait to meet him. I'll be taking care of him during the week while they are at work. So I'm really super excited about that. Yeah, beach house, the beach, the bay, kayaking, biking, walking, right near a nature preserve, like within walking distance. And I could take the dogs with me. So I'm so super happy. And my whole family is coming down. And we're just something that we haven't been able to do for years as a family. So I don't know, because of the new Facebook page setup, if I'll be posting or what, but I plan on spending my time in the present moment, enjoying the beach. And so we'll see what happens in a couple of weeks, if I'll be able to schedule things. I'll definitely share some posts from the beach, and I plan on getting amazing nature photos. Yeah, so that's what I'll be doing. Let's move on to the cards. I'll combine the cards and the astrology together. And then I'll bring up the chart and talk about all the astrology for the week, because it really looks like an intense week. The United States, Pluto return, the second exact hit is happening on Monday, July 11th. And there's a lot of intensity with that. We know that there's some craziness going on in the world. And there's just like a lot of emotional intensity looking at the planetary lineups. To me, it looks as though Monday and Wednesday are the most difficult days. So Monday with that second Pluto return hit for the US, which does trickle out to all countries, that looks really challenging. The day of the full moon in Capricorn on Wednesday, that looks pretty challenging. And then there are some tensions for the rest of the week, in and out. But I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to probably rate this week maybe an 11. We'll see how it plays out. We did just have a big shift in energy of Mars moving into Taurus and Mercury moving into Cancer. And I felt as though the energy would be like a big whoomp thud, like everything's slowing down. But I think it's more like a pressure cooker instead of like that. Let's slow down and enjoy these summer days. It feels more like a pressure cooker. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Whoop, my glasses. Okay, so I got to see what I'm doing here and gather the cards and get all this ready. I forgot to put my microphone back in. I had to get up and get a copy of the chart so that I can have it in front of me. But I wanted to show you real quick before I start pulling the cards. I want to show you the chart. Figure that's what I should talk about the astrology first, so that when I pull the cards for you, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so this week, this full buck moon in Capricorn will be at 21 degrees, 21 seconds. It comes in on Wednesday, July 13th at 2:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be 11:37 Pacific Time, 7:37 UK time. Just, to give you an idea. You want to pay attention to, let's see, here's the moon down here at 21:21. It is almost conjunct Pluto. And so, within a few hours, it will be on top of Pluto in Capricorn. So there's a big theme there. There's an intensity. Also, too, we're paying attention to this conjunction of Uranus and the North Node, which opposes the South Node over here in Scorpio. You want to pay attention to anything that's falling at 21 degrees. You want to look and see where's Capricorn and Cancer in your charts, because that's where the biggest impact will be. Also, too, in the coming weeks, Mars will be on approach to Uranus and this North Node. Now, the North Node moves in a clockwise fashion, where the rest of the planets move in a counterclockwise. So they will be coming together at the same time that Mars will be hitting them, and that's going to be super intense. I believe that is the 26th-ish. Moon conjunct 26, or is it the 31st? I don't know. It's not next week, but it's the week after, the week of the new moon. And so you'll want to pay attention to that. ARIES, the goddess of discord, Mars's sister. Sorry about that. Being out here, my allergies are really like starting to kill me. Maybe it wasn't the best idea. Neptune is at 25 degrees. ARIES is at 25 degrees. Venus will be moving to 25 degrees. Of course, the sun will also be hitting that spot. So you want to pay attention to anything between 21, 28 degrees in your chart, any sign. So it's important that you know your chart. I do have a video that shows you how to pull your chart, where you can get it for free. Anything of the angles are typically the Aries point, because that's where it would start over here. So Aries, Capricorn, Libra, and my gosh, Aries, Cancer, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Those are going to be the most intensely hit. You'll feel that. So you'll also be feeling that on the Pluto return for the United States, which is in the second house of economy. It also rules politics, banking, finances, our values, the Constitution. Geographically, I know Texas is talking about seceding from the United States and becoming their own country. I talked about the Great Divide. I talked about a civil war type of thing. That would be indicative of this United States Pluto return. With this moon conjuncting Pluto, and it's trining Uranus, we could be looking at repeated control measures in the world. And I'm going to have to pause this again. All right, I totally messed up this video, and I hope that I'll be able to edit it and salvage what I already have. People are starting up their barbecues and smokers, and it's carrying in the air with the allergies, and I'm dying out here. So sorry about that. Hopefully I'll be able to fix the video and get it working properly. All right, back to that. I will be pulling your cards in just a moment. Okay, so what else did I write down? With this moon, the moon, so in mundane astrology, the moon is the people. And of course, Pluto's always transformation. In Capricorn, like I said, it's banking, finance, politics, values, geography with this trine to Uranus. What's interesting is Saturn and Pluto were 21 degrees conjunct back in 2020 when this pandemic started, the pandemic that we're coming out of. So we're doing a revisitation of that. Is this going to be repeated controls, or are the people going to make a change to bring this to an end of what's been going on over the last 2 years? We can expect a lot of seismic activity, because although you don't see it up here, an asteroid Sedna, which is pretty powerful, is up here at 29 degrees in Taurus. So Taurus is the earth, the land. Uranus is freedom, new ideas. Food is indicated, earth, growing, new healing techniques coming out. Now, the configuration is squaring Neptune in Pisces and Venus, Gemini. Venus at 25, Neptune at 25. This is coming later. We will have an opportunity for artistic growth, beautifying things, being creative, creating beautiful things, or it could be deception. We have to see how it turns up. I don't have the asteroid up here, but Ceres is also at 25. Ceres is also known as Demeter in mythology, Persephone's mother, and she's the goddess of grain and the harvest. And so we could be having issues with food supplies, but this could also be about nurturing ourselves with better food, taking better care of ourselves. And then also I want to point out, ARIES is also in the mix at 25. So 25 degrees, look and see where 25 to 28, even 21 to 28 is showing up in your chart, because that's going to have a huge impact. We'll talk about the big triple conjunction later in the month. Excuse me. Here we go again. And I keep forgetting I've got this microphone on, so I apologize. I may have to take this inside and do the cards in there because I can't see the controls. I'm going to stop sharing. I think I'm going to pause this. I'm hoping that I'm able to salvage this video and I can piece it together and edit it. So hold on, I'm going to move into the inside so that I could do your stars and cards. Okay, so I'm back inside because the sun was just, I hope this video is salvageable. Yeah, the sun was just creating too much glare. All right, I'm going to do the stars and the cards. What I need you to do is pay attention to your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, anywhere that you have a stellium of planets. Just to point out again, real quick, of what is going on in the chart. So of course, if you have a Capricorn sun, rising, or moon, or a stellium, which is a cluster of planets in Capricorn, you know, in this chart for the East Coast of the United States, it's showing up in the 3rd house. And so the themes for that are your mindset, thinking, speaking, your writing style, the way that you learn, interaction with siblings and people in your neighborhood, communications, also your car, short trips, your mode of transportation, technology. I know for the UK chart, I believe it was showing up in the 1st house. So it really depends on, you know, where you live. But what I was focusing on is, so Scorpio, I'm looking at as if this were on the rise. If I put Capricorn at the rising sign, then Scorpio would be in the third house. So that's how I'm going to point out what the house is and what the meaning is for each rising sign. So you have to know the time that you were born in order to get your rising sign. But there could be some themes there if it's your sun and moon as well. And what are the other things? You want to pay attention, like I said, to anything in your own personal chart between like 21, around the 21 degree, and then 25 to 28 degrees. And then also pay attention to if you have anything in Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, Aries, because that's where the biggest impact will be. All right, so I'm going to start with Aries. I've already pre-shuffled the cards. If you are an Aries, we're focusing on the 10th house, and the 10th house is achievement in the world. It's what you're known for in the outer world. It's authorities, your public life, recognition, guides, your career, vocation. Also, it's mother, father, the parental unit. That's 4th and 10th house. So your tarot card, it's the victory card. This is for Aries, suns, risings, and moons, stelliums. The victory card. So it seems as though you could have some achievements in the outer world following this full moon in Capricorn. I like this because there's growth. It says you're finally being recognized for the things that you have done. And your enchanted map card, it says protecting your treasure. So what's interesting with the victory, this could come with some financial gain. I don't know if you heard that, but my phone, I have to put my phone on silent. Oh, pardon me. That was horrible. Sorry about that. I forgot to do that. That was one of my camera notifications. I sent the dogs out to go hunt. Anyway, there's a couple of different things, couple different meanings with this full moon in Capricorn and protecting treasure for the Aries, suns, risings, and moons. So if you are getting a raise, which, you know, we're in a recession, we're looking at a 2-year economic downturn, protect what you already have, and, you know, be really careful who you lend money to. Only lend money if you can afford to lose that money. Only invest money that you can afford to lose, because we are seeing, you know, crazy financial times throughout the entire world. And this is just, I think for everybody, this is a great card because this is really resonating with what I was talking about with my friends, because I'm in finance during the day. And, you know, really watch any unnecessary spending that may be coming your way, because you don't want to be going out and buying all brand new furniture and then you lose your job. So hold on to what you have, protect what you have, but there is going to be some recognition and reward. All right. So Taurus, you would be the 9th house, and the 9th house is the search for the meaning, higher meaning, spirituality. It is higher education, you know, possibly university, learning something new for the Taurus suns, risings, and moons. It's expansion of your own philosophy and beliefs about life, religion, you know, all those bigger questions all fall in the 9th house. Also past lives fall in the 9th, the 12th, future life in the 5th. So this is also travels, journeys, overseas or near the sea. I'm a Taurus rising, so that oh my gosh, it totally resonates with me because I'm heading to the sea. Now, the card that's coming up, the tarot card, it is the Nine of Swords, which is not really a pleasant card. Okay. It came out of the deck reversed. I could read it either way. It's pain, suffering, regret, guilt, grief. When it's reversed, it's not as bad. So this could be the releasing of any sadness, pain, guilt, grief. Thinking about things that, you know, like, are you overthinking everything to the point where it's bringing you to this place? Now think about the theme here. It's the search for the higher meaning of life. And so, you know, the Tauruses, this full moon is trining any Taurus energy, which is harmonious, but this is a release, a good cry, a good fit could help. But it's also, you know, maybe this is coming to the realization that what you thought was true is no longer true, but there will be some difficulty there. Now, the enchanted map card that's coming up, it is mountains. Mountains talk about pretty much Taurus energy, because Taurus can be stubborn. They don't like change. They don't like to move. And so it's like being solid, steady as a mountain, or this could be obstacles that are in your way that are causing the frustration. I'm hearing, you know, this is something that came up yesterday. I'm hearing relinquishing and surrendering that need to control is going to be key for this full moon in Capricorn for the Tauruses, because when you're holding on to something, a belief or a stance, you're trying to control a situation. It's like trying to move mountains. So I feel as though there needs to be more flexibility, and yeah, otherwise you will be having pain and suffering when you're not flexible, because we just get frustrated and, you know, things aren't happening the way that we want them to, like me trying to control the situation out in my garden. That's probably why I'm feeling like I'm having a nervous breakdown, because I'm trying to control that situation, which is nature and is uncontrollable, really. And so it's driving me crazy. So this is really a good reminder for me. And yes, I did shed some tears. I just have to be more flexible, I suppose, and realize that it's going to take a while for this situation to get under control. And I can't control what my neighbors are doing, as far as, you know, like chickens or bird food or compost or whatever. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. Gemini. Gemini. We're going to be looking at the 8th house for Gemini, and that is renewal, sex, death, rebirth, transformation, things that we feel deeply, peak experiences. It's marriage, it's sharing of finances, it's taxes, unexpected bills. It's growth and change. It's a very scorpionic energy. And what is coming up is the King of Swords, but this is showing up reversed. And so, you know, the King of Swords is like the swords is about our mental faculties, the words that we speak, the words that we write, how are we delivering things. So for the Geminis, with this being reversed, it's like you need to control what you're putting out there. As far as like how you're speaking to people, what you're saying, I'm a Gemini sun, so I gotta maybe take a relook at this. Also, it's about managing your thoughts and controlling your thoughts. Like, are you thinking positively? You thinking negatively? Because when this is reversed, it makes me think of like sharp words, hurtful words, negative thoughts. So that's what has to be let go in this full moon. And your card is commitment. So interesting, because this is showing up in the 8th house for the Gemini risings. And that would be making that solidified commitment to another person, to a project, to a situation. It runs the myriad, but with this being a Capricorn moon, often it is business, financial related, especially with this 8th house. But it's like, can you really commit to your goals? Because we're taking a look at the goals with this Capricorn full moon, and it is the buck moon. And that's when here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's when the deer and the elk grow their full rack, and it's ready, like they've reached full maturity. And so they're also standing tall, standing proud up on that mountain. So can you make a commitment? Can you soften your words, beautify your thoughts? That is my message for the Geminis. All right, so Cancer, suns, risings, moons, stelliums. We're looking at 7th house, and that is about relationships. It's all the relationships to everything you have in life, whether it be people, places, things, animals. It's partnerships. It's also marriages. Again, it's legal issues, or things that are opposing you. 7th house is also known enemies that you know about. It's one-on-one relationships, alliances, or conflicts with others, and of course legal matters. So interesting, because the 2 of Cups is coming up and it's reversed again. So you're wanting to look at your relationships. You're wanting to take a look and see what is in discord, what needs to go. Big reevaluation of your relationships, Cancers, because it seems as though there's something or someone that is out of balance, that is probably upsetting the apple cart in your life. So take a good look at your relationships, because there is probably somebody or something that needs to go. Remember, it's people, places, things. So, really do a good evaluation of all of those items in your life, and look and see what can be eliminated, what is not harmonious, who has not been a true friend. Okay, so interesting. I love how like everything just, I don't know, it seems to blend so well. But your enchanted map card is solitude. And so this is saying you may be having a breakup. You may have to go it alone, spend some time alone. You need some contemplation. We definitely have, a little island out in the middle of the sea by itself. Cancers, you would do well to get yourselves in water, or near water, because that would really help you to nurture. I did post on Facebook and Instagram some very inexpensive, if not absolutely free, cheap ways to nurture yourself during Cancer season. So you may want to go take a look at that. But it looks as though you will be having to go it alone for a little bit, or just taking some time out for solitude so that you can regroup, get your goals in order, get your life in order. That's what I'm feeling and seeing for the Cancer suns, risings, moons. Okay, so Leo, we're looking at the sixth house. That is about work and your daily life. It is the small animals that are in and around your home. I'm a Leo moon, so oh my goodness. So this is going to be talking about what I've got out here in the garden. Um, it's our self-improvement. It is service, the service that we put out into the world. It is employment, work, routines. It's our health and nutrition. It's our duty out in the world. And so that's what the focus for the Leos is going to be for this full moon. You may want to take a look at what's going on in your daily routine that isn't working in your daily life, maybe in your work environment. Oh, sorry. I just got a beagle under my feet. He always loves to lay under here while I'm recording. So, and it's sixth house rules, small animals. So that makes sense. All right. So Leo's, interesting again. It is the 10 of Cups, which is typically one of the best cards in the deck. However, it's reversed again. And this is talking about, discord in the home, discord around in the family. That could be part of the daily routine. Resonates with me with what I've got going on here because I'm going out of my mind to make sure that my home is safe and secure. I actually have somebody coming over to replace door thresholds and seal up, parts of, like the doors and everything so that I can't, so no vermins, no beasties will be coming into my house. Taking care of that today after I get done recording this, but it feels as though that there's tension in the home. Something is out of place. Your cup has tipped over when it comes to home and family. That's what is being symbolized here. And your card, okay, so interesting. It's rescue. And so this says that you need help somewhere, and it would be surrounding those sixth house themes: employment, daily routine, your health, your nutrition, the service duty, the duty you have to yourself, the duty that you have to others. And it is home related. Are things in the home out of balance that have to be brought into balance? I know that, sixth house is typically like a Virgo type of energy. And I've got clean dishes and things from 4th of July that I need to put away. It's all clean, but it's clutter. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I got to get these things put away and back into storage. But rescue, somebody needs to come and rescue you. Now, also too, like for the helping out, this rescue card also says you have to rescue yourself, Leos, suns, risings, moons. Nobody's coming to your rescue. So it could be either a thing of you have to ask for help, which I'm horrible at doing, or you've got to rescue yourself. You just can't sit in victim mode, pity party, get up, turn this frown upside down and get things into control, because otherwise there will be a catastrophe in the home and family environment. And that's unfortunately what I am seeing for the Leos. It is an inconjunct. So whatever you have in Leo, it's in a quincunx or inconjunct to this moon. And so therefore there's a lot of emotional tension there for the Leos. Unfortunately for me, but it's not all about me. So get it together, Leos. Okay, Virgo, we're looking at fifth house. Fifth house is about our pleasure, our creativity, our passion, our children, or the child that lives within us that maybe has been repressed. It's our recreation, it's fun, it's entertainment. It's really just, not being so serious. Now, this full moon is trining anything that you have in Virgo. And I know if you were born in the mid 60s, early mid 60s, Pluto, Uranus, Mars, for me, is in Virgo. So that's a big part of my chart. That's a stellium. I always look and see what's going on for Virgo. So 5th house. This is asking me to lighten up. So, and I can relate. I have to relate to the things in my chart, in my life, so I can get it out to you. It's about playing. It's about really just enjoying your life, taking on a new adventure. So, oh, finally, an upright card. We have the Queen of Wands. So she's fire energy, which is beautiful. Love the black cat. This is about balance, but growth. I love the sunflower symbolization. So for Virgos, you know, getting out into nature, and, you know, Virgos, you do rule small animals, getting in nature, getting in touch with your pets, getting in touch with the home, bringing things into balance. So with this Capricorn full moon, Virgos, suns, risings, moons, stelliums, taking a look at what isn't out of balance. And if you're a little frantic, it helps to get out into nature and ground thyself, because that is your best cure. That's your best medicine. Your card from the Enchanted Map deck, is goblins. And the goblins speak of the thoughts that are in our mind that we obsess about. Goblins are that dark, negative shadow energy that comes in and feeds off of our fears, off of our grief, off of our guilt and our anger, our thoughts. And so be really mindful, Virgos, of what is going on within you, because it could show up in the outer world. The goblins will feed on it. And similar to me removing all of my bird feeders and removing the food source, I'm driving those little goblins out by not giving them anything that they need. So it's the similar energy. In order for you to grow and thrive, Virgos, you have to take a really good look at what the goblins in and around you are. Now, you know, it could be people feeding you negative energy, but it's most likely your own thoughts and your emotions. So that's what you'll be taking a look at and getting in check. All right, Libra. We're looking at the 4th house for Libra. So that really is about the home, the roots, the ancestors, the family life, mother, father energy again. It's your family lineage and your line, but it's also your physical home, and it's your private life, the things that you keep, it's your heritage, your family, psychological foundations. So that goes really good because, you know, this Capricorn full moon is about foundations. So you really want to take a look at those psychological foundations. It's your subconscious patterns as well. And the 4th house is ruled by the moon, typically. I love this. And I think this came up for Libras before, if I'm not mistaken, but it's the 3 of Wands. And this talks about new paths and growth, but being given 3 different choices, like staying where you are or choosing from these 2 new places, where this could be staying where you are. And so we also have, he's standing on the top of a hill overlooking a vast body of water. There's a ship sailing. So there are emotions involved. The wands do talk about growth, creativity, fire, passion, what is, you know, within inside of you. But there are several ships. There's one here, there's one over here. So this is saying to me, especially when it comes to home and family, the 4th house It's like Libras could be thinking of moving or buying other real estate. And I know, you know, one of my besties, he's a Libra and he's thinking about that as well. But it's like, where do I go? Which direction am I going in? Am I going to stay here, or am I going to cross the sea and go here? There is definitely water involved. This could also be the taking of a trip. But I feel as though it's like more career life goals that are showing up here, and it's going to have an effect on all of those items that I mentioned about the fourth house, but mostly the home and the family. And let's see, so we have moonlight. This is interesting because, you know, we're in that full moon. And so I would say set your intentions, Libra, in the light of the moon. Ask to release what no longer serves you, and ask to bring in something, if not what you have, something better. Don't get too specific, but, you know, set your wishes and intentions in that moonlight. Also, I want you to pay attention, because any kind of moon card talks about deception, things that are hidden that you don't see. So be cautious, because you may not see the full story. There may be a veil of fogginess or uncertainty or lack of clarity. So I really think that, you know, do your homework, do your exploration about what path that you're going to be taking, where you're heading. There's a big reevaluation period of what it is that you're doing, but, you know, make sure you do all of your research, because something is not quite clear. Somebody is not being maybe fully transparent with you. All right, that brings us to Scorpio, and we're looking at the third house. Now, I mentioned this earlier at the video. Let me get a sip. The third house, it talks about your mindset, your thinking, your speaking, your writing style, learning, interactions, transportation, your modes of transportation, technology, the internet, your phone. And it's also siblings and your neighbors, your neighborhood, and how you're communicating with them. And we have the Chariot. So the Chariot, moving away from a situation that isn't serving you. Things are pretty black and white, as you can see. It's taking which side of the forked road are you going to take? You're going to go to the left, you're going to go to the right. A decision has to be made, and you need to be leaving a situation, Scorpios. There needs to be a change. So Scorpios could be changing neighborhoods, changing friends. I often see, you know, since third house is siblings, our best friends typically live in that third house, not the 11th. Like, the general acquaintances are in the 11th house, but our bestest friends are in the third. Yeah, so there's going to be some heartfelt decisions that need to be made, and the cutting off of one thing to leave for another. So that's what I'm seeing for the Scorpio suns, risings, and moons. And I love this. So the Gentle Gardener is coming up as your enchanted map card. The Gentle Gardener just talks about tending to your own garden, your own things. It's not necessarily a literal garden, but focusing on what is going on in your own sphere in around you. Stop worrying about what other people are doing. The Gentle Gardener, yeah, is just saying, like, this is not time for complete upheaval. This is about like taking stock. It is about tending to things that need to be taken care of, that maybe have been put on the back burner, and letting go of some things that really are no longer serving, especially when it comes to that third house type of things. That could be completely clearing out of your own home and your closets and whatnot. All right, Sagittarius, we're looking at second house. Second house typically speaks about the money in our lives, our finances, our values, whether it is material abundance or ethereal, intangible values. It's our resources. It is our resourcefulness. It is our self-esteem, because we often associate our own self-worth with what we have, what we own. But that's where that intangible comes in, because, you know, if you do have a high sense of self-worth, it doesn't matter what you have materialistically or how much money you make. So you're going to be looking at things like that. It's values and valuables. It is our material security and our attitude that we have towards our possessions, the things that we own, the things that we have. And so your card is, interesting. It is the Knight of Pentacles. So this is about finances and money. So especially with this Capricorn moon, knowing what's happening in the economy around the world, you want to really take stock of your finances, inventory list of your valuables, you know, getting them safe and secure. Setting a budget could be helpful, because we could be coming on leaner times. I mean, my gosh, the price of groceries and gasoline and different other essential commodities has really gone up. So we're really taking a look at, like, where can we tighten our belt? Where can we maybe loosen our belt? How are we spending our money? What is the value that we're getting out of what we're spending? This is also about possibly taking a look at, for the Sagittarians, about another mode of employment, another source of income to come in, right? And you have the Wizard of Awareness. I love this because this is like the Merlin card, the Alchemist. This is, you know, about being aware of what is going on in your second house, Sagittarian, suns, risings, and moons. And, you know, being able to make magic happen. If you find that you're falling short, you know, like, really do an inventory and see where you're spending your money. And what are you getting value out of? I know for me personally, I prefer experiences versus things, especially, you know, on birthday or Christmas time. I would rather be given, or to do an experience, have something consumable in that way, versus me having a thing in my house. It's one of my biggest pet peeves, and a lot of my friends still don't get it. But the Wizard of Awareness is just asking the Sages to, like, take stock of everything, become aware of all that you have, all that you value, not focusing so much on what you are lacking, but then making the right combinations and connections to manifest with this Wizard of Awareness what it is you need to bring in to your life. But, you know, we are in this full moon in Capricorn. So it's like, what do I need to let go of so that I can bring in more? And that is like a law of attraction thing. Like, if you have things that are too cluttered and there's no space, like, energetically, for things to come in, often clearing out a closet or your drawers or the garage or your attic is like a metaphor for opening up space for new things, not material things so much, but like, you're looking for a new job, clean out your closets, get rid of stuff, make that energetic space in your life for whatever it is that you want to have come in. Does that make sense? All right. And then Capricorns. So Capricorns, we are looking at the first house. So that's where I'm putting the rising signs. So I'm really focusing on the rising signs. So Capricorn risings, but of course it's, you know, your sun sign, your moon sign, your stelliums. The first house is all about the self and the face that you show the world. It's subjective self-awareness, personality, the masks that you wear. So think about that. It's, often we'll put on a different face in the outer world so that people perceive us in a certain way. Although I'll tell you, with me, what you see is what you get. Not fake in any way. It's about your identity. It's your self-image that's projected onto from others to others. And you have to realize that the only person that should be caring about you is yourself. What other people think is a reflection of how they feel about themselves. You've got to know that. And we can't take things personally. And you can't make any assumptions either. This is also your self-expression and your outer expression. So with it being the full moon in Capricorn, looking at the first house, what about your personality, the face you put out into the world, what people see of you, what can be changed? What can become more authentic? How can you step into your own personal integrity with bravery and be able to show the world who you really are if you are wearing a mask, or putting up, kind of walls? Like, allow yourself to be more open, more vulnerable, and you'll attract in what it is that you're looking for. But let me back up. Like if you're looking for more authentic people, you've got to be that way in the world. I think you all know where I'm coming from with that. So your card, interesting. So it's the Hierophant, but it's reversed. And so when I'm looking at her, immediately what comes to mind is like our thoughts and our beliefs. The things that we're supposed to be doing, the rules that we're supposed to be following. And that's very Saturnian and Capricornish, because often, and I was talking to somebody that was a Capricorn, that had Saturn in Capricorn, like in their fifth house. And so fifth house is all about fun and having fun and experiencing pleasure. She doesn't allow herself to have fun. She's so strict. So this is just saying to me, like, all these rules and regulations that you may have set up for yourself in whatever aspect of your life, and how that is being projected by you personally and being seen in the world, needs to change. There needs to be things let go, and just be open to, new thinking, new ideas, trying something new. May even be a new outfit, a new haircut. Like, how are you showing up in the world? May just be you sprucing up, your physical appearance. I know I didn't blow dry my hair for like a month, and I've been wearing it up in a bun or a ponytail for all the videos. And yesterday I finally, like last night, I finally, blew dry my hair, put some makeup on, and I feel better. So just like making these little personal changes to shift your image and not being so strict and regulated. That's what I feel like for the Capricorns. Okay, so encouragement is coming out. And this is about, it's usually nurturing from the mother, or nurturing from somebody who cares and loves us. But I feel as though for the Capricorns, especially with this being first house, this is about self-encouragement, self-nurturing, not being so hard on yourself. We are in Cancer season. And so the sun is opposing Capricorn. Cancer season is all about nurturing the self, encouraging the self, making the self feel better. So that's my recommendation. Don't go and do anything drastic, Capricorns, but sometimes we do need a little boost, whether it's from our friends, our family, or ourself, most likely. So yeah, that was a little bit of that's a little bit difficult, but because this moon is in Capricorn and it is doing a whole entire reevaluation of our safety, stability, our foundation. And where does that start? It starts with self, right? So, all right, Aquarius. We are looking at the 12th house for Aquarius, I believe. I'm gonna put my glasses on so I could see. Yes, we're looking at the 12th house. The 12th house is definitely past life related. It is suffering, solitude, suffering in silence often. It's the service to humanity. So what are we doing in that outer world? It's our self-transcendence, our spirituality. It's often self-sacrifice. Like, what are we giving up of ourselves so that others, like usually family, can have? It's our retreating from the world, you know, pulling back a little bit and going into your own safe space. Unacknowledged or repressed parts of yourself that you have stuffed down, your emotions stuffed down. Those are the things that you've got to let go of. Because when the 12th house comes up, Aquarians, it's almost as if you're putting yourself in your own self-made prison. Okay. So we got to stop that. Okay. So we've got the 7 of Cups. I thought it was the 8 of Cups for a moment. The 7 of Cups typically talks about choices that we have. Aquarians could be in a space where you feel like you have no choice. You don't have any options. So you're just, you know, doing the status quo over and over and over again. Lack of imagination, lack of ideas, lack of that flow. So it's interesting that I'm seeing this rising in the 12th house for you, this moon, because to me, it's just speaking of like, what have you been repressing for at the expense of yourself for another, like, and so that it's blocking your creativity, it's blocking your ideas, it's blocking opportunities from coming to you, it's blocking those options. That's kind of what I'm picking up with this. Oh gosh, Aquarians, sad embrace is what is coming up. Maybe you just need to really have a good cry, Aquarians. You just need a hug from somebody. And I'm going to put this up. I'm going to bring up the crystal of the week, black tourmaline, purification, boundaries. Set those boundaries and do the blocking and take back your power. That's what I'm feeling for the Aquarians. This could also mean taking some time off so that you can refresh and restore yourself, rejuvenate, so that you can turn this card upside down. But allow yourself to feel the emotions, Aquarians. I know that you will stuff them down. My whole life is filled with Aquarians. I've given birth to an Aquarian. She doesn't allow her emotions to show. I none of them have, but it's to your detriment. So allow it to flow, allow it to go. Last but not least, Pisces. Pisces, we're looking at the 11th house. So this is your friends, your acquaintances. This is humanity, social interaction, group involvement, clubs, collective endeavors, friendships, humanitarian ideals, global awareness. Interesting. Okay, this is also other people's children often. volunteerism. Interesting. So the Three of Pentacles is coming up. This may not be the traditional meaning of this, but I feel as though this is talking about altruism. Now, I know Pisces give a lot of themselves to a lot of people, but are you putting your altruistic deeds in the right places? Are you giving to people that are playing victim or feeling sorry for themselves in their lives because they're not enabling themselves? Or could you better use your energy and resources that could better serve humanity versus like your small little world? Because I know a lot of times Pisces will be a doormat for people, and then they're not appreciated because it's not reciprocated, and it's usually left, with no gratitude, coming back to them. So think about, where can you put your energy and your time and your resources into something that will feed your soul better, in areas, in groups, out in the public or whatever, where you will be appreciated more. All right, Spirit of Place is coming up. And I think that that's pretty interesting, because it's saying like the Pisces could be not in the right place, using your energy and resources, again, like what I was saying, in the wrong place. So therefore, there's no gratitude. There is, it's a thankless sacrifice, almost, Pisces. So putting yourself in the right place will feed your soul better. I'm seeing that this is something that may take off in the fall. Like, look at the color of the leaves in her hair. And so, this could even be you organizing a group of people to, do something to help the community, to help people that are less fortunate. I just feel it's like, put yourself in the right place and your spirit will grow and it will thrive better than giving it away to thankless people that will just suck you dry and treat you like a doormat. So that's what I've got for you for this week. Hopefully, like I said, I can salvage this video and make something of it. Other than that, happy full moon. Set your intentions. Think about what it is that you want to let go of. Always ask for gentleness, because you don't want things to be ripped away from you. We've got a lot of Uranus energy going on with the North Node. And so therefore, there could be unexpected surprises ahead for us in the coming weeks. So until we see each other again, I will be back next week with a pick a card for the mid-month. And then I'll be going into the new moon, right, and the sun moving into Leo right before I leave for vacation. We'll figure the whole Facebook, Meta, Instagram thing out. I won't know. I mean, I could have launched the new page today, but I really want to take a better look at it, because I'm a little nervous that I'm going to lose everything that I've done up until this point. So we'll see. And if it happens, it happens. And Facebook is changing everything on the full moon. So we're probably going to lose some things. We'll see. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please share it with your friends, comment me, subscribe. Oh, and you will want to subscribe, because, Facebook and Instagram, like, they're saying that I will not be able to schedule posts. So I'm going to be making videos that I can schedule on YouTube, and I won't be able to schedule them on Facebook and Instagram because of the new changes. So it would behoove you to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can get the pick a card and the weekly wisdom and whatever else while I'm away, because I'm going to try and make those videos before I go on my vacation. And if you're not subscribed, you're not going to see them. So subscribe. I know there's like a something here, and then check out my other videos as well. Love you. Happy full moon. Thanks for watching.